Welcome back to another episode of A Certain Magical Index. So in the previous episode, we saw Misaka basically unveiling her entire plan of what she's planning to do and how she's planning to deal with the entire situation. We found out that she's been dealing with a bunch of laboratories, right? She's been destroying a lot of them because obviously she doesn't want her sisters to get repeatedly killed over and over and over and over again, all for the sake of this one Esper advancing to a level 6 Esper. So she's trying to stop that by destroying the laboratories, but every single time that she does destroy one, a new one just pops up, so it doesn't really do anything, unfortunately, right? So now she came up with a plan that basically said, I am going to prove the satellite Orihime 2, the supercomputer, wrong. The tree diagram, that's it. I'm gonna prove the tree diagram wrong by basically the tree diagram said that I am going to lose to Accelerator in a certain amount of moves. I don't remember the exact number, but a certain amount of moves. I'm gonna prove it wrong by basically losing to him and dying in move 1, right? And if I prove the tree diagram wrong, then the entire basis they have for, you know, making a level 6 Esper by sacrificing all of the sisters and stuff could also be shaken up. You know, the belief in the tree diagram could be shaken up by doing that, and hopefully her sisters would be spared. It's a bit of a Hail Mary from Misaka, and of course Toma doesn't like it. He's not gonna allow that to happen, so he has been fighting Misaka to try and stop her from sacrificing herself for the sisters. So yeah, that's where we kind of left off, so let's see where it goes from here. So if you wanna watch this, Uncut and Blurred is also on Patreon in the description, and let's go into another episode of A Certain Magical Index, episode 13. Yep. Oh, that sound, man. Jesus, the voice acting. Okay. I've seen some comments talking about the entire thing of, you know, some of the laboratories being destroyed was already being talked about around the town in the previous episodes, which is cool, right? Obviously talking about the entire Misaka destroying them and stuff. That's cool. I like how they are building up stuff that happened in the past, just as a passing comment. They're building them up in the background, but obviously you don't need all of those pieces of information. You don't need to speculate on everything because they get revealed like this, but it's a cool way to show that it has been happening even while we weren't focused on it, right? Especially on a rewatch, it's probably a lot more obvious, right? Because for me, it doesn't mean anything if they talk about it before we know anything about the laboratories and stuff, but to you guys, it's gonna mean a lot more. Accelerator one way. Oh boy. Okay, wait. Wait, did you say when reflection is inapplicable? He showed worry. He was concerned about you. Poltergeisting. Yeah, that does sound like espers. Hmm. Makes sense. They distort the reality to fit their own power and the rules of reality. Hmm. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Oh, I didn't. Okay, so basically, the Academy City was created for the sole purpose of artificially awakening espers, right? By either using drugs or, I mean, even just the curriculum, like having the correct curriculum. It's kind of like what was that thingy called? MK Ultra? Is that what it was called? That CIA had where they would use like a bunch of drugs to try to awaken, and like have a bunch of people to try to awaken some kind of like power and see if people can awaken some kind of like extra power that we thought was impossible all this time by using a bunch of drugs on them. Didn't end up working out, but it's kind of similar to that, it seems. Interesting. Okay, I wonder if all of the people here then are going, or at least plan to be used for like military strength, right? And for like fights and for war eventually by the government. I wonder, or what the plan with the kids even is, right? Because I'm guessing they have a plan for these kids after they awaken their abilities and after they, you know, advance their abilities to a certain level, like with Accelerator. I'm sure they have a plan for these kids, right? Or it could just be pure research, but I can imagine. Wait. I wanna read that. Because that feels very important. System. Those may in fact be the key that leads us to system. One who arrives at the celestial will without being divine. Okay. Makes sense. Okay. Reminds me a lot of the root in the fate system, right? In the fate power system. So, you know, reaching the root and stuff. Okay, so they want to reach the system, but it's hard because for humans to understand the divine will, whatever, would be very hard. That's what she's saying. It would be easier if someone who could understand it, someone who would be closer to the divine, would appear before us and help us out with that, right? But they're trying to basically use all the kids to get the answers and to do research on them to reach the system. Interesting. Oh. Exactly, defeat Accelerator and prove that he's not the strongest. Yep. Yep. Dude, I know I'm pausing a lot, but I love how the world is built around the entire concept of we have this kind of reality. These are the facts that we believe in, and we're gonna build off of that. And then the espers are the one who break down the facts, the underlying pillars of everything that's built up on them, right? So he's like, okay, they believe as a variable, as a constant variable, like that has already been like predetermined, an axiom, if you will, of Accelerator being the strongest. That's like one of their core beliefs that they set up. Accelerator is the strongest in the city, so we're gonna build off of that. And he's like, well, let's just break those pillars of that everything is set up upon them, right? Let's just break them, which is the entire point of espers, right? They create their own rules in their own world, right? Because they change fundamentally how reality works in their mind. It's so cool. Hmm. Exactly. Loses to level 0, yep. I do wonder how his vector transformation is gonna work against him. Oh, here we go. Yeah, as I said, I wonder how their powers are going to interact with one another.
俺と戦ってみて負けたからだろ。逆に言えば、俺の強さは面白そうだから試しにあいつに喧嘩を売ってみようって程度にしか思われてねえってことだよな。ダメだよな。そんなんじゃ全然ダメだ。そんな最強じゃ全くつまんねえ。俺が目指してんのはその先なんだよ。挑戦しようと思うことがバカバカしくなるくらいの、戦おうって思うことすら許されねえほどの、そんな無敵な存在なんだよ。実験開始まで1分30秒ですが、準備は整っていますか？
I was wondering what he thought about the entire thing. But I guess he's down for it. He's motivated to do it. $10,032. Oh, I don't... is he going to make it in time? Oh, come on, man. Don't do that. Don't do the ad break like that. Oh, boy. It's the same one. Hmm. Yes, makes sense. They need to prove that he's as weak as possible. Because you can't write it off as a margin of error if it's this big of a discrepancy in power and he still ends up winning, right? Uh-oh. Fight is ongoing. That's awesome. That's awesome. His own vectors. Yep. Yep. Oh, fuck. Bro, he basically makes it so that the entire, the entire notion of every action has an equal opposite reaction. He just takes the opposite reaction and flips it on its head so that the equal action doesn't have any kind of opposite reaction. It just doubles the first initial action, just doubles it by turning or reflecting the recoil vector of it. That's insane. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yep, okay. He didn't hit him. I'm guessing his power was able to change the vectors, or at least not make his vector manipulation, transformation work as in the same way. What a guy. What a guy, man. Yep. It's not gonna nullify the power, though. He's still gonna get affected by the outside effects of it. Oh. Did he dodge them all? He did! Wait. Yeah, he did. Okay. Is he trying to lure him in? I mean, I don't know what he can do if Accelerator doesn't go melee. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Chance. Ow. Ow, my shoulder blades. Oh, bro, it's going to explode with a single spark. Yep. 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 Oh, fuck. Fuck, and I don't know if he can't block that. It's not a magical what? That's crazy. Yeah, I was gonna say it's not a magical fire or an explosion. It's a purely a natural one. That's that. That's that. What a way to end the episode, man. What a way to end the episode on a big cliffhanger there. So, yeah, I don't know if he can do anything against a dust explosion like this, because obviously when it comes to the fire from steel, he was able to block that because that was a purely magical fire, right? Not produced by a natural explosion or anything along those lines. But I have a feeling with a natural explosion like this, he won't be able to block it. He's gonna need to actually deal with it in a different way. I don't know how he's gonna do it, but I'm sure he is going to come up with a way. He is definitely a very creative guy, right? So we'll see what he's gonna do. What a cool guy, though. What a cool guy. The entire conversation with Misaka was very, very cool from him, right? So him going to save her there is gonna be interesting. The entire system thing, I wanna roll it back real fast and see exactly what they said again about system. Here we go. One, meaning one who arrives at celestial world without being divine. We humans do not understand all the world's truth. We'd be able to fathom God's answers. Yeah, so basically they're trying to understand the entire world. Everything. Basically getting all of the knowledge of the world, all of the truths of how everything works, right? So, interesting. Yeah, interesting. I don't know where exactly that's gonna lead, but we'll see. One who fed... Okay, yeah, we'll see. System. Basically, yeah, as I said, it seems like the entire Academy City is just one big place, experiment, if you will, or research, testing ground, whatever, to try and find out more about the world and the rules governing it. Obviously, a lot of things here are not just questionably moral, but also very immoral, right? They are, you know, making clones of cloning people and then killing those clones off to try to elevate the power of an Esper. They are drugging people to try to unlock their abilities. It doesn't seem like they are very good to animals based on what Misaka said. So it just seems like it is a pretty messed up situation. As I said, I do wonder what if there is some kind of plan for using these kids who unlock the Esper abilities for anything, or if it is purely for research, right? And once they're done with all of their studies and stuff, they can go on and live their own life. Or if they have an obligation after it to be like used for military or anything along those lines. I wouldn't put it against them, you know, or I wouldn't hold it against. No, I would hold it against them. I wouldn't put it past them. That's it. That's the phrase I was looking for. I would not be surprised if that were to happen. Right? I don't know though. We'll see. We'll see what the plans are for all of them, right? And I want to see what Kinsho Toma is gonna be able to do in this fight against the Accelerator. I guess we'll see in the next episode, right? For now, I'm gonna end it here. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.